Hello everyone, and this is episode 2, the series episode of Mechanoid, Neuroquake, and MechCluster, whatever it's called. Point is, this video is an extension of the last video's coverage on Neuroquake's effectiveness against mech clusters, and this video is the measure of how to preserve loot most efficiently with mech clusters. I should remind that I'm not scripting this. This is just how I do things. So, you have two here mech clusters, both of which I spawned with turrets, with mech nodes, mech power cells that you can't deconstruct. These are part of the cluster. Point is, you have here two mech clusters that need to be dealt with, and I'm going to be dealing them with a few. I'm going to be doing a few variations of how I deal with things. We're going to be spawning pawn colonist. We're going to be doing method 1 over here, 2 colonists here, and method 3 over here. Method 1 is, well, exactly. Hold on, let's just prepare these people. Give Silink level 6. Give both of you Silink level 6, and give you all Silink level 7. Both of spawn thing neuro. I can never spell anything. Neuroquake side trainer. Only one if you really needs it. And here is the other kid pawn. Use that you, and you use that. No need to flee, everybody. Ignore. Why isn't there attack? Whatever. You draft and then you draft. Do not run. Do not run. And you don't wander either. Wait, did I seriously make him capable of violence? Colonist, spawn pawn. Colonist, are you capable of violence? Yep. Spy-link level 6. And again, Neuro Trainer. I'm going to really have to start planning for these videos in advance, potentially. Whatever. Use that. Alright. Well, now we're done. Now we're mostly done with the preparation. Let's just discard you. Turn that off. Alright. Well, we're going to be covering this. This method is one person casts Neuroquake, one person rescues the pawn, while one side trainer, side caster, leaves it behind and attacks. And this side over here will simply have two pawns that serve two pawns that serve three purposes the same way. One pawn will rescue after he's done, but also has by default a few powers to mess around with. Now, recommended powers is side trainer. We're going to do, where is it here? Neuroquake is obviously nice, but we're looking for skip, smoke pop, wall raise. Where else is there? Blinken, berserk, bully fuel, burden, chaos, stop, entropy, force skip. I don't think there's anything aside from invisibility and stuff that's useful here. Whatever. Point is, all of these things, all of these side trainers are highly useful for pawns that you're going to use this purpose. Let me just spawn these in real quick. And skip 1-3, smoke pop 1-3, wall raise. Note that the Neuroquake pawn does not need to have these powers. Note that you also only really need one power. Note that you only really need one power either way. One person with a power, just one person with a level 6 power, then I recommend being a nobleman. And if you're bonding a weapon, then I recommend he is not the one to take it. And one person that, if you don't need, and I cannot speak when I'm thinking. Whatever. That's not. You're going to have simply one pawn that's capable of side casting in either group, as well as in simply one side. We're going to be doing this. That's going to be you. So spawn either Locust Armor or Jump Pack, and you can also be capable of skip, but that defeats the whole point of not giving him a side cast. I'm going to be going with Locust Armor, and this is probably the preferred endgame option because it gives him protection in case something goes awry. Alright, Legendary for you, and then use Locust Armor. Alright, there we go. Wow, look at all those sweet powers accumulating. And both of you know skip? Yep. So in this case, you're going to be the Neuroquake pawn. You're going to be the rescuing pawn, and you're going to be the afterwards sidecaster that's going to be protecting everyone. For all practical purposes, there's a few things at roll of choice that you can be doing. For starters, I'm simply going to begin by casting Neuroquake. You two, Neuroquake. There we go. Begin Neuroquake casting. These two casts. Drop these guys insane and draw. Why did it take so much shorter for you? Whatever. Point is that now there's a few things that you could do for this side. Starters, obviously, you rescue him and then jump away. Okay, well then just carry him. This is the preferred method anyway. And then jump. And it's a bit wonky as the Neuroquake's jumping away. But now you have this guy left behind, and he can be wearing a bit of Admiral, which I'm just going to be dev spawning into his inventory for time's sake. Okay, let's just begin by spawning potential Admirals. Smoke Pop Belt is a candidate, but if you have the Smoke Pop sidecast, then that's also potentially useful. Spawn Admiral. Locust Armor is again another good choice. Shield belts don't really do here, especially if we're going to be using the other grenades. But in either case, this pair is usually the best of economics in the end game. And there are other methods that allow you can use jump pack as well as the smoke pop sidecast. And there's an infinite amount of combinations, but invisibility also works. And there's a lot of things that you could do. Point is, just don't do them for now. And I'm also going to be constructing a wall through. Now you could totally do this if you so desire. I'm not gonna be. And also, I should mention that you want your pawn. Just build this. You want your pawn to have awakened in a cluster beforehand, because then these guys' reinforcements are going to appear, and these reinforcements, well, they're not going to be berserked, so that's not very helpful, detrimental to the purpose. Anyway, you have this pawn now. I normally would have him kiss the wall, normally have it whatever, but I forgot all those things. Anyway, April choices. Locust Armor, Smoke Pop Belt, Jump Pack, Smoke Pop Sidecast, Invisibility Sidecast, all these things can help. But now you have a simple purpose. I'm going to be driving you all insane as if I had woken it from the first time. Mental state, mechanoid berserking. You go nuts. Everybody goes nuts. No. Alright. I'm going to be giving you this and this, obviously, while you finish that up. Oh, hey, he's already finished. Now, in this case, you could leave this pawn behind while this guy does the sidecasting method. Alright. Again, give him similar April, but in this case I'm going to be showing the chases, kind of choices. And you could also give him the Eltix gear, but that's difficult to obtain even in the endgame, so let's not do that for now. Okay, so you have equipped your armor and you're just waiting here. Now the turret's time. There is a bunch of turrets here that are in range of detonation of power cells, and in this case we want to preserve these power cells. How do we do this? Well, method one is to give them grenades beforehand. Breach axes work fine, but grenades work better because they're more flexible. Spawn weapon, frag grenade. And I'm going to be giving you frag grenades as well. Equip those. And you equip those. Alright. Your goal. Skip yourself here. Then smoke pop here. Alright. Here, I guess. You casted smoke pop, and now warp yourself into the center of the smoke pop. Alright, there we go. He's now in smoke pop and relative safety. The turrets are distracting themselves, while the turrets are safe. So, how do we protect this precious... Oh wait, I forgot. Chemically sensitive. Oh, whatever. This works best with somebody who's psychic sensitive. Anyway, now a potential method is to summon in wall raising and to then detonate this turret. In this configuration, you could usually just do that and then begin by detonating them. Just explode the turret, and that just hits the centipedes. And these turrets the walls don't last forever either, though. They only last for 4 hours. Alright, there we go. Now we've more or less going to attempt to continue to preserve these cells. How can you not attack there? Whatever, we're going to go here then. And now you attack that turret, and you should hopefully succeed. And the best part with grenades is that you have a reduced chance of causing it to explode. And as you can see, normally if you attacked it with guns, it would blow up. I have a high chance of blowing up. But in this case, it's mostly safe. And you've guaranteed relative safety. And you continue walking around here and destroying these turrets. And down here, it's not that much different. For starters, smoke pop down here. Okay, maybe you'd want Phoenix Armor for this, and I'm going to extinguish him. Alright, but continue casting smoke pop. Extinguish him. Smoke pop. Or you could just skip him in first, and then give him smoke pop. How are you attacking him? Whatever. Now, attack him. Grenades. And that similar method can be used here. We have here a power cell that would be ruined. But with wall raising, which we're going to do right now, annoyingly, and now we just deal 10 damage. And you could do this with combination with guns, but now even if this turret's going to explode, which it won't, seemingly, because not all turrets explode, but now this power cell safe had that turret exploded. You can use this method and extend the logic train of reasoning with whatever styles you find convenient, and whatever psychiatrists you use, and similarly here, it seems that he's expired. What I got you? In fact, you were frail, and seems that a heavy charge blaster turret discovered you. Whatever. Point is, this kind of method can be used, and I made a lot of mistakes here, and I'll try to remember them all. Method 1. You want your rescuing pawn, or your psycasting pawn, to awaken the cluster beforehand, and use a tandem of invisibility psycasts, use the Neuroquake caster, or the other casters, to make them invisible beforehand, and then awaken. And this ensures that mech drops occur, which means more mechanoids and more loot for you. Similarly, you may want to wait for any, what are they called? Mech assemblers, to fully assemble mechanoids, more mechanoids for kills and more material. Unless you're a Wellsman here, I guess. Thirdly, problem causers may prevent you from doing that, so again, specific scenarios apply. There's a lot of alternative app roll you could use, a ton of silencings that serve the same purpose as a lot of the app roll in the royalty DLC. Mix and match as you please. I just use these specific combinations as well as a few examples, and none of these methods are the most optimized. I could probably do the most optimized in my main save, or another just general explanation video, a third one perhaps, but I don't want to make stale content. So, another note is that turrets can still sense if you're too close, not turrets, if you put smoke too close to them, they can still detect you, and not all turrets will explode. If you're willing to make a gamble, it might be worth it. But if you do let a turret explode too close to you, or a power cell explodes too close to you, then it might defeat the whole purpose, but you're not doomed. So if something ends up being too complicated and you need to fall back, it feels free detonating the cells and simply skipping away before the detonation occurs, and keeping yourself at relative safety. Fire foam can again help. Water skip can also help. I forgot to mention those two, because incendiary turrets may still get their hands on you, and non-berserk incendiary turrets may still get their hands on you again. And finally, I'm not sure if this works, but when I used this a few years ago, it seems to be that the last surviving mechanoid will attack the turrets. But I'm not sure that's the case anymore. I'm certain at this point that the berserk mechanoids attack small wildlife, or any wildlife nearby for that matter, whilst the turrets won't shoot at the hostile mechanoids either. And at the end of it all, it may also be worth it to destroy EMI dynamos, destroying defibrillators, or certain things that cause EMP explosions that allow you to destroy the rest of the turrets safely, while the mechanoids, which would normally be berserk, won't work. And of course, auto mortars. Auto mortars are a very high priority target in destroying before you do the Neuroquake thing with either the breach axe or the grenades. And next videos I'm going to be making are going to be about caravan hauling, and maybe a part 3 to this video, if I can muster enough content for it. Alright, I guess that'll be all. Let me know if there's anything I missed that you want to hear, but that'll be it. This has been Refraction Rotor. Goodbye.